Let's learn a simple magic ring. Hold the end of the yarn with your right hand. The end of the yarn needs to be longer. Then wrap it around the index finger of your left hand from top to bottom to form a loop. After wrapping, the end of the yarn should be behind the index finger. Place the loop off from your index finger and make sure that the yarn end is placed behind the loop. Take out the yarn on the yarn end side of the loop to create a loop like this, and then insert the crochet hook into the loop. Pay attention to the yarn end facing our body. This step is important. If the position is wrong, it will have the subsequent effect. Then pull the yarn head to adjust the size. Next, crochet 2 chains. Note that the yarn head is facing our body. When crocheting, pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. There is 1 loop on the hook at this time. Continue to crochet, pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. There is 1 loop on the hook at this time, thus completing the 2 chains. Then crochet on this side of the first V, pass the crochet hook into the middle of the V, complete 6 single crochets in the same hole, yarn over and pull the yarn out of the hole, and yarn over again. Pull the yarn through the 2 loops on the hook and continue to hook 5 single crochets in the same hole. The hole will be enlarged during the crocheting process. This is normal. We can adjust it in the steps of completing the single crochet. Big and small, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Confirm whether there are 6 V's. After the crocheting is completed, we pull the yarn on the end of the yarn so that the size of the hole can be adjusted. Come here. Completed a simple magic ring. The wings and the eyes also start with magic rings. First, reserve a piece of yarn that is 2 crochet hooks long. Thread the yarn with a sewing needle. Then count 1, 2. Pass the sewing needle under the second V, pull the needle out, and then sort out yarn what you just sewed. Next, use a suture needle to pass through the middle of the V shape of the last stitch. That is where the tail of the first yarn is threaded. Put the needle in and cross the lower line at the same time. Then pull out and arrange the yarn you just sewed. After completion, we will get a new V, which is a complete circle. Take the beak and thread the short piece of yarn into the sewing needle. Then count down from the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sew the beak between the eyes around 10, 11. Compare the middle position, then insert the suture needle and then pass it out from the back. Then thread another piece of yarn into the sewing needle. Insert the suture needle into the hole to the right of the stitch you just made. Then pass through the hole on the left. Pinch the beak here, then cross the V above the beak from below. Then pass through the next V on the beak from above. Then pass it through the hole at the bottom into the hole at the beginning. Also, pass through the V above the beak from below. Then pass through the next V on the beak from above. Finally, pass the needle through the hole from the bottom to the back. It needs to be in the same hole as this yarn. Then adjust the shape of the beak. After the adjustment is completed, tie the two yarn ends and fix them. Then cut off the excess yarn, use the tail of the suture needle to poke the excess yarn in, and you're done. Next, learn how to crochet the wing parts. Crochet a magic ring around the beak. First, tie a slip knot like this. Thread the crochet hook through, making sure that the end of the yarn is facing towards our body. Then crochet 2 chains, 1, 2. After finishing, we need to make 6 single crochets in the first V. 1. Put the stitch marker under the first V you just completed. Continue with the remaining single crochets 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. After confirming that it is 6V, tighten the yarn to tighten the middle.